And game 1 of our Leifeng Cup number 158 groups, Group A to be played out today. Now Cyan has already won his first series. We didn't catch that because again we were casting IEM qualifiers. So Cyan won his first series of the day. That was against Ein, and that was a 2-0. So Cyan sits 1-0 in this group. And of course, to get out of this group, you generally need a 2-0 scoreline unless you do a weird trading of matches between the players and one player goes 3-0 and you get through for 1-2 through map score. But generally, you want to try and win one of your series. Now, INnoVation is the favorite in this group, so you got to imagine that he's probably not the series Cyan is probably expecting to win. It's probably going to be against Hush later. But let's see if there's going to be any surprises, any upsets here early on, as we have to the top right side our Teal/Cyan Pros player. It is Cyan. I always feel wrong introducing him as Teal when his name is Cyan, and he clearly picks this color because it is meant to be Cyan. I always feel wrong introducing him as Teal. It's like, oh, I feel as though I should correct myself and go for the joke on the name. Well, not the joke on the name, but obviously what he's intending to go for on the name. At the bottom left-hand side, our red Terran player is going to be INnoVation. So, see where this is gonna go over the next few moments. We'll see a factory coming down here. Reaper's gonna be finishing up in a moment or two as well in the early stages of this TvP. So, setting up into this TvP, we're gonna be seeing this probe just moving on over to the right-hand side and up through the center of the map. So, probably having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. I'm just going to be seeing this Reaper coming in towards the upper right-hand side as well. So, on the way up to the top right, we'll move on in towards the main base in a moment or so and just do a little bit of scouting here early. Very standard expansion from both though, and it's all about the follow-ups now, which is going to be that Stargate coming down from Cyan in the main base as well to the far right side. We might see it in a moment too by following this Reaper, we will not. So just to confirm, this is the Stargate over here. And INnoVation does not go close enough to actually spot that just yet, although he does dodge around the Adept. He wants to scout over here. He knows this pylon is here, so that's where he expects it to be. I always forget that when you watch through INnoVation's vision. When you watch through INnoVation's vision, he has the Diva voice back. And, ooh, Reaper gets blocked. Nice probe block with the pylon there to actually kill that Reaper. That was actually pretty neat by Cyan. Cool little play by him. Yeah, I forget, INnoVation has the Diva voice back on, and it catches me so off guard every single time when all of a sudden Diva just comes in and is like, our army is under attack! That was not a very good Diva impression, but you get what I mean. Our add-ons are finished! I can't do a Diva impression, let's just stop. It always catches me off guard. It annoys me, her voice, after hearing it just when watching through people's vision once or twice a day. Never mind actually having it go on all the time. I don't know how these guys can deal with this, like, I don't know how they can play with this the Diva announcer pack on at all. Absolutely no clue. It's like it's like an April Fool's joke or like a troll or something. Like you put this on to like distract your opponents at the start of the game, or like throughout the game, cause them like massive distress while they're trying to play. Stuff like that. I don't know. Like it's pretty crazy. Anyways, Marine's going to gather together on the natural expansion, and we're going to see this Oracle moving forwards from Cyan towards the natural expansion and try and get some damage done. So. Oracle going to be looking to try and get some damage, and wouldn't mind in position as well. Let's see if Cyan's going to run right into that. He actually takes a nice long loop around the base. He does get to see that wouldn't mind targeting before untargets as he moves out of range. So he should know where that is now. He has built a pylon over here. See how aggressive Cyan wants to get. He's on 3 gates. His warp gate about to finish, so he might get a bit aggressive. Tank is on the way though from INnoVation with so many Marines out already as well. You have to find it difficult to imagine that there's really going to be an opportunity for Cyan to attack on through here and to get something done. Now, third Nexus does come down. Cyan just going to continue expanding. So this pylon for now, nothing more than just a little bit of map control / vision as to what is happening when his opponent moves towards the third base. You can see this Oracle going all the way over to the right-hand side, so moving on over to the right just a little bit, moving around, looking to see what's up, looking to see what's happening. Just a couple of Oracles. And I guess they'll go in towards the natural expansion here in just a few moments' time. And wouldn't mind actually just going to unburrow and reposition a little bit. Revelation comes down. This wouldn't mind going to hide just behind the refinery now. So Widowmine just going to try and hide behind that refinery, and we're just going to be seeing a couple of more Adepts warping in. Intriguing. He's got, what, 5 Adepts already, so 8 Adepts and an Oracle. No, and 2 Oracles, sorry. Well, let's see how this goes. Where's the Widowmine gone? Is it not here anymore? I don't think it's here. I actually have no idea where the Widowmine's gone. It's like just completely forget. Anyway, his tank is going to go down super quickly. There's so many Marines, though. So he shades on top of the tank, then backs away. Where are those Widowmines? One over here, one is over here. It's behind the refinery. I completely forgot where he put it. I'd completely forgotten since saying it, so I know that sounds stupid, but it's one of those things. But apologies. But yeah, picks off a tank, gets out, doesn't actually lose anything. So nice little play by Cyan there just to take a little bit of an advantage. Dropping down a couple more gates, but most importantly his further tech structures. Twilight Council and a Forge both come down in the main base. So Twilight Council and a Forge coming down in the main. We're going to see these 2 Oracles going to fly out over to the left-hand side of the map and look to see what they can get up to over the next few moments as well. So these couple of Oracles just going to fly around, see what's up, see what's happening, see what's good. Again, lots of gateways on the way up currently, 5 of them in total. Robot facilities starting to come down as well from Cyan. So these Adepts going to back off a little bit, just start to move back home. So Adepts just going to start moving back, and we do see these Marines all gathered up together. And we're going to see these couple Oracles up in the sky. Revelation comes down as well from INnoVation onto INnoVation's army. So he's able to kind of continue seeing this now. 2 tanks are going to pop out as well and start moving towards the front. And there's that Void Ray on the way up to the far right-hand side of this main base from the Stargate. As we mentioned before, the Stargate all the way to the right-hand side. And going into Void Rays, this is something we're seeing more and more of in the PvT in recent times. Like kind of a bit more of a commitment to Adepts in the early game, and then able to kind of go for a more kind of Adept-focused army in towards the later stages, while having the Void Rays up in the skies to help against Vikings, etc., while going Colossi. It's sort of interesting. This Void Ray, though, takes a lot of damage initially. Will pop prismatic alignment, so he gets on top of the tanks nice and quickly, gets rid of those. Marines actually got caught in the stasis board as well, and this is a fight for Cyan, which he's beginning to win, honestly. He's going to push INnoVation's army away. Will INnoVation try and re-engage with the stasis board disappearing? He will. He will come back in for the rest of these units, and his INnoVation... well, this Cyan maybe just sticking around a bit too long, loses the Void Ray, doesn't quite manage to pick off the Liberator, so a little bit overzealous there, shading Adepts forwards too. This Liberator in the sky is really causing issues. The force fields don't really do a lot, and you're going to see these Adepts actually going to shade behind the army. He's going to come in from the back, but that doesn't really change a lot because it's not like, well, he actually takes the splash damage from the Widowmine, kills a Liberator with it, but it's a little bit awkward. These Adepts are going to go down, and INnoVation, I feel, is still pushing forwards quite nicely here. Prismatic alignment pops again. The Void Ray will get rid of the Liberator, so he can continue to move on forwards. But it's only really the Adepts here. He does target down another Widowmine. Getting rid of those is always going to be nice. He just needs more Adept Warpins to stay in this game, because otherwise I just don't think he's got enough. Widowmine doesn't quite go off. It does actually connect on the Mothership Core just at the very end there. So connects on the Mothership Core. Probe's starting to go down as INnoVation still works his way towards the third base. An intense battle here from both players as it continues on. Adepts will begin to shade on in. Is there a force field or anything off this sentry? What can he do to really make this a bit easier for himself? I don't know. Another Void Ray here to again help against the Liberators. INnoVation is pushed back and Cyan survives, but only after a really difficult few moments of battle. I mean, that was a really intense fight for a minute plus from both of these players. We're going to be seeing an Adept opening over here as INnoVation saturates his third base. That's going to get shut down pretty quickly, so that's not really going to be able to be too influential. In fact, it's going to shut down before it even begins to warp, or finishes to warp in. He's going to see now the pylon taking off towards the third base as well. A few Adepts moving out of the base now, and they're going to look around to maybe harass the third, coming down the right-hand side of the map. The 2 Oracles from early, we haven't seen much of these guys, but they are around, and they are able to join the fray now also, if they would like. So they're going to be looking to see what they can get up to. These Oracles move forwards. They are just going to pick off this Marine. So picking off Marine. Wants to deny the map control as much as possible. Wants a Revelation here. And he does drop the Revelation, but loses 1 Oracle as he flies it over the army. Just not quite paying attention to that in time. These Adepts are ready to go in towards the third base. There's a turret coming up over here, but there is not going to be a bunker. So these Adepts should have a pretty good time if they do shade on in. Cyan needs to remember to do that, though, as INnoVation is also pushing the front. 4 Liberators now, so many Widowmines. This army is just so much larger than anything Cyan's been battling beforehand in this game. This is going to be really, really tough, because his army isn't really that large at this point in time. Handful of Adepts, very low Stalker count, 3 Void Rays, a couple of Mortals mixed in as well. You know, it's really not that much that Cyan has to play with here. We see a couple of forces going down, and Marauder goes down instantly as well. Still not moving forwards with these Adepts, and I feel as though that's the one thing which could at least to some extent slow INnoVation down. Something which I don't really see a way of, Cyan doing otherwise. So he's in a tough spot. It's a very choked up position for these Liberators to continue abusing. As he moves a bit further forward with them. What's this now? Like 6 Liberators? So many Liberators here. The Voiders might try and go forwards and pick one of these off from a distance, you know, like picks one off, backs away, as it goes a bit too far forwards. Has to be so careful because, I mean, the Marines alone are just so good. And the Voiders die so quickly, that's the problem, right? Like, these Voiders, yes, they trade well against the Liberators and what have you, but they just die so fast. Like, what does it really matter? Here we go, fight starts again. Voiders trying to get these Widow Mines here, more so than anything else. Widow Mines actually go off on the Void Rays. One Void Ray left, it now falls as well, and you can just see that Cyan's army is disappearing. GG is called. I can't say I like this Void Ray play. I just do not see this Void Ray play realistically. Best of 3 as we jump on in to see what exactly will take place here in game 2. That's the bottom right. We will have our blue, teal, Protoss player. It is going to be Cyan. The Cyan is going to be going up against the red Terran player to the top left-hand side. The Machine INnoVation. Alright, so we set up into game number 2 of this best of 3. Looking to see why we're going to be heading with this second game. Gas first from INnoVation. Could just be gas first Reaper Expand. I didn't actually see exactly what we did last game, but I guess we will find out in the next few moments. I mean, we'll see if the second gas comes down, basically, and that'll tell us a lot about whether he wants to play super aggressively on one base, which is definitely possible here on Echo. I mean, in terms of it being a big macro map, the rush distance is pretty simple, pretty short. Natural to natural, it's a straight line. You can see how fast this probe crosses the map. So attacks do hit pretty early on if you do want to be aggressive in these early stages. As again, Cyan sends this first probe out towards the upper left, and we'll have a little bit of a peek around to see what is taking place and to see what INnoVation is up to. INnoVation, I guess we could actually select this SCV and see that it is going to go down to the low ground, which does confirm it is just going to be a Reaper-based expansion in these early stages. Probably a bit annoying. No INnoVation immediately turns to fight against this, and we'll just bring a second SCV down as well. And Cyan going to try and just block the CC for a few more moments here. Second probe the SCV though, and that's going to be good. And builds the CC of the higher health SCV as well, just to make sure it can't get harassed down as easily if an opportunity to harass it down does arise for his opponent. So Reaper coming up here, going to be popping in a moment or so, and we'll be game 2 across the map. The probe is actually going to hide over to this side, so might come in and try and build a couple of pylons over here later. And we'll see if that comes into play at all with a bit of a Mothership Core rush. He is currently boosting out the Mothership Core on the Nexus rather than, say, Warp Gate or something at this point in time. Hasn't built any other unit, hasn't built an Adept just yet or anything. He's going to go straight to a Stalker. He probably won't send the Mothership Core across the map, just wants it to be able to be out early, help to defend the Reaper, and so on. So he reaches to pop up in towards the main base, continues to scout around here, see what else is going on. And the grenade goes down, and a little bit of damage done, not too much though. Reactor going to finish up on this barracks, and Starport will be coming into play as well. So INnoVation just setting up this Starport, and you get, I mean, for the most part, pretty standard stuff. Really nothing too crazy. Twilight Council is going to be the interesting part of this, I guess, as we see the Twilight coming down. That's the next stage of the tech here, obviously, for our Protoss player. And so Cyan getting set up into this position now where he is preparing for, you know, his real sort of mid-game, I guess, already. I mean, it's only kind of the early game, but I guess if it's, unless he goes for like a big 2-base all in. It's really weird, like, in Legacy of the Void, I never really know what to, where to go with, like, I never know where to go and what to say in terms of what's early game and mid game anymore. Like, it feels as though this is heading towards mid game already, you know, like, I guess it isn't though. It's sort of just early game. Mid game when you get more than one tech structure. I don't know. There's so many different ways to define it. It doesn't matter. It's an argument I should have in my head. It doesn't really matter to anyone else, but I decided to bring it to the rest of you guys anyways. But yeah. I'm going to see the Stalker moving down towards the bottom right-hand side. Going to be pulling back towards its origin. Didn't really do too much across the map. Got a couple of shots off onto these Marines. I'm just going to be seeing this medevac coming in from the top left towards the bottom right as well. So a couple of Widow Mines as INnoVation really can try and pile on the pressure here in the early stages of Game 2. Let's see if we can take a bit of an advantage with it. Blink on the way, but obviously will not be finished for quite some time. And no Observer yet. So these Widow Mines, if they get into scary positions, they could really have a couple of issues very early on. So here you go. Widow Mines going to stop, drop one down. And Protoss player, how does he deal with this? The Widow Mines can actually unburrow and reburrow. He doesn't want to go off on just one probe. In the end, he decides that'll be enough in the natural, but in the main, he'll burrow again. He will get a few more workers, and he gets 5 in total. As these Marines will back away in the medevac, and no observer just yet. Will start to come on out. Observer will come just a little bit too late, I think, to clean up the Widow Mine in the natural. It'll be okay on the main base, but it will not be in time on the natural expansion at all. So, is Widow Mine going to go down? Man, units have been attacking their own buildings so often recently. Happens here once again. That Widow Mine goes down. This Widow Mine goes off on one worker. Nice pull away by Cyan. He knows the timing of the Widow Mines, and he knows when exactly to pull away for the next timing. So, Stalker's going to be starting to move out in towards the center of the map. A couple more Stalkers to the right side here are going to be on the way in as well. Stimpack and +1 attack from INnoVation. Obviously, he builds in towards the next stage of his game. Actually, you're going to be really nice. He's going to have +1 stim and combat shields at pretty similar times. Combat shields will start up on the second tech lab, so that comes in a pretty nice time in here. Obviously, this build very well thought out by INnoVation to, show us what he wants to be going in towards. The Marine's just going to start splitting up again. These Stalkers are all gathering up together. This Observer of Cyan will move forwards as well, and I guess these Stalkers will probably try and blink up towards the high ground if they see an opportunity, but he is in position. INnoVation sees that Observer coming in. He actually does blink up here, sort of semi-blinks up. Doesn't quite make it all the way, and our tank is firing. These Stalkers are actually taking quite a lot more damage, I think, than Cyan 40 would take. That didn't go as brilliant for Cyan as I think he wanted it to. So unfortunately, Cyan is going to just have to blink away. That wasn't great. I mean, he got a medevac, he got a few Marines. But I mean, how many Stalkers did he lose? 6? Can't say that was worthwhile. Cyan, not of the best decision-making there. I mean, I can understand it, it's one of those moments where you think like, okay, I see this, I see it. But it doesn't actually quite follow through. Double Forges down here from Cyan. There's a model going to be popping very shortly from him as well. Just going to be seeing the Forge being chrono boosted out on that +1 upgrade. So that +1's going to kick in here in a moment or so. And, yeah, Stalkers again, just sort of blinking around. Just blinking around, seeing what's up as INnoVation will move on forwards, looking to push those Stalkers away. And there we go. You see these units just kind of take down this pile. And INnoVation, I guess, will just push with this +1 combat shields and stim. It's been done for a little while, so it's not like he's attacking as soon as it kicks in, but he's got a couple of tanks mixed in now. It's obviously when he feels safe to move out. And these Stalkers, I mean, they're doing their best to delay, but it just doesn't matter. I mean, they're draining some energy from the medevacs, but they're not really gaining much, and they are taking some hull damage as well. He's going to lose one Stalker now also. And Cyan, does he even begin to have enough to deal with this? I actually just don't think so. He's got like 1 immortal, super low number of gateway units. I think Cyan's just dead. He's at least going to lose this third base. It depends how aggressive INnoVation gets. Especially with these Liberators, there's no way Cyan can engage this. And INnoVation leaves some units on the low ground to protect his tanks and his Widow Mines. Picks off the third base, and of course he can pull these units back into position if he needs to as well. If an engagement does begin, further towards the front. INnoVation can get more aggressive himself. Sets up the Liberators. Oops, a little bit of issue setting them up there. Widow Mines burrowed in the tank slam position as well. Going to continue to add so much damage onto this. And INnoVation just waiting and waiting. The Sentries used all their energy there to pop force fields down, so now INnoVation can go up to the high ground. This pylon goes down instantly. This gate warping in is not going to last very long either. And INnoVation knows exactly how to play this out slowly, steadily, and very effectively to be able to pick up the victory. I mean, at this point, what does Cyan do to recover? Kind of goes back 5 or 6 minutes and figures out what went wrong, just tries to play the game again would be his best option. Obviously, that's not going to happen. He's going to see these depths. Will shade on in. They'll try and target down the tanks. The Widow Mines will go up to clean up a lot of them, though. The Liberators are doing their job on the high ground. That'll be GG. INnoVation, a little bit too good for Cyan. And Cyan will lose his second